Welcome to Look at It This Way. We're here with someone who needs no introduction because they're supposedly so famous.
Lord.
But this is a musician, this is a producer, this is a musical artist, band member, a person with many hats in the arts, but also somebody when it really comes down to inspiration and like some of the biggest inspirations. I think I'm one of their biggest inspirations. This is Sensei Bueno.
Hello. Thank you for the very kind and honest intro there. We appreciate
We keep it real here.
my biggest inspiration apparently is interviewing me right now.
That's right. But yeah, thanks for coming on. I wanted to talk to you about your journey as a musician, and I really want to talk about craft and the work that you put into getting to where you are now. Because I think a lot of times people can see your personality and your position and like not think about the mechanics and the drive that kind of goes behind it and how you're thinking about plays for your own career.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
so I think if you could start, give us a little bit of background really about like how did you first uh, get introduced into music? Like what was that first engagement?
Oh, okay. So obviously this is a special interview because I'm talking to somebody who can, I guess, immediately fact check things. But I actually was a big fan of music, as we were
Big
always
music house, yeah.
listening to music. Our
Mhm.
parents aren't necessarily musically gifted in any particular way, but they have good taste, and they were always banging out the music. We had a lot of
And I do think taste is the thing that like counts for a lot that we got from them. But yeah,
yeah, for sure. I mean, whether it be us very young and you dancing in front of the television to these Michael Jackson videos and me watching you do that, and then also trying to attempt to do a couple of moonwalks at the age of 2 or 3, or
yeah.
us
Like learn how
listening.
to walk forward first, please.
Yeah, exactly. But we were so inspired by that. A lot of visual things. There was a lot of Gil Scott Heron playing on the record players. There was a lot of Prince. I took a particular liking to Prince. I feel like there's two ways to think about it. You overdose someone in something when they're young, you're either going to love it or hate it. I'm not saying you hate Prince, but I'm saying I leaned all the way in and you were like, what else is there to offer?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, yeah, but is there another CD or something? Yeah.
No, we didn't. We only played like the only CDs. That's all I remember. So I thought music was cool, but as you know, I wanted to be a professional athlete. That was my whole goal in life. I didn't care what sport, any sport. I was super competitive. Yeah, I mean, y'all said I had a temper. I don't know. I don't believe that
Mm.
anymore. I don't know where my temper went if I have one. I haven't seen it in years, but
After this comes out, you'll get some texts
I'll see.
confirming
It's
or
like,
denying.
no, you playing.
No,
So
you not.
yeah, that was my goal. So I really art kind of was the on the side, but I guess it's important to understand that before you get into what happens next, because I was always doing kind of musical fun things. I credit our parents and our family, even our school and our friends, for like we were doing all types of things when we were little. We were doing skits, we were making
Yeah.
songs, we were just doing stuff for fun. That I don't know if I have to assume that most friend groups just do fun stuff like that. That's what kids do. They're like they find something funny, they're gonna try to make it a thing. And that we spent a lot of time doing things like that. Like you were all the way in arts. We were going to your shows and
But
you
now that, yeah, you're right. You did like the little movies with your friends and stuff like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I was never someone who liked to do it in an organized way because I thought that was boring and I didn't want to rehearse and I didn't want to do all those things. So if I did it, it was just going to be with friends, and we were gonna like kind of decide the rules. So that was a big start to things too. But yeah, I think like basically fine art or not, like between you and Corey introduced me to rock music, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Corey's our cousin, but all these things I was exposed to early really helped shape like an entry point for me. Because what happened was naturally I got injured. I decided to sit and play guitar for hours because it was fun to me. Prince got me started at the very beginning, but honestly, trying to play Prince at a young age is crazy because it's too hard to listen to. I always appreciate it. All right, I always appreciated it, but I couldn't do it. Then I started to play listening to John Mayer. I know you remember that. I taught myself guitar. I say all this pretext to give some type of context to the fact that like I kind of just like to do things my way and I kind of will things and make them happen. I'm a great team player. I get it. It's cool. But like, I don't really love too much organization. The minute people start telling me what I have to do, I kind of get nervous or I'm just like, I'm not into that.
And
Uh,
there's an ambition too. You said you were playing songs, you were attempting the Prince stuff, and you were going for the John
yeah.
Mayer stuff, which is also not easy. So
Yeah.
in this
It's
teaching
like,
yourself, you were like, I'm actually gonna, even though I don't have the skill, I'm gonna push for.
yeah. There's definitely the passion, right? Like when you fall in
Mhm.
love with something, you just end up doing it forever. So that's something that like I'm trying to figure out how to get back into now. Now, there's one factor that I'm not saying that really is the reason for definitely me. I mean, probably yourself too, but are loving and very let's see, motivating father. So,
Yeah.
and dad was the one who when I was like 14 or 15, I was still just figuring things out. Barbershop, and maybe I have trauma. You know, I cut my own hair now. Maybe this is a built-in trauma.
I ain't going back in there.
I'm like, I don't even like walking into barbershops no more. Anyway, he some dude was talking about he's playing live somewhere in Atlanta, and I'm getting my hair cut, minding my own business. My dad obviously volunteered me. He's like, "Oh, my son can play with y'all." I said, "What? What are
I
we
did not
talking
say
about?"
he wants nobody to play for him.
I said, "Which son? Nick plays something?" I
You know, I didn't know Nick, please.
no, he's like, "No, my son, he plays guitar. He plays all the time. He could come sit in with y'all." And they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, you know, if that's cool, that's cool. But if he, you know, starts messing up, we'll let him know. We'll see what he can do. See what he can do." So I'm
Mhm.
nervous, and this is one of the feelings I think about most, which is I'll never feel that scared again in my life. I'm sure. So no matter what happens now, I literally, no matter how scared I get about something, that I'm like, damn, what am I doing? I will never get there. And for the next 4 or 5 times, I mean, however many times, dozens of times I did that, I was still nervous. I still get nervous going on stage and not knowing what I'm doing and knowing that like I'm equipped, but just, you know, that's
And
back then I didn't know I was equipped. Credit to him for being like, he can do it. I seen him doing it in his room. He could do it in front of the stage, which is really kind of like a crude but direct reminder to yourself, like, hey man, all this thoughts and noise and fear and all that, it is a mental thing because you can do something in the privacy and comfort of your home that you should be able to do in front of people. There is something you're afraid of, whether it's rejection, failure. My dad, he always says heart. Do you have heart? Sometimes he
mm,
uses dog, but sometimes he'll be like, "You don't have heart," or he'll tell me like, "You don't have no heart right now. You're not," or you know, losing a game. I played a lot of sports, played a lot of sports, and lost a lot or won a lot more than I lost. So I was lit, but uh, the pressure of being like good at something and then close to great at something and choosing if you want to be greater or not. It was an active choice to be great at something. It's just something you're good at, which is just like art, right? You have this talent that throws you in this lane of your own, whatever, you know, for better or worse, but you're there and you can choose to grab hold of that thing and be intentional about it, or you can choose to always just waver on the line of like being good enough.
I think a lot of people want to wait until something's like perfect before they begin to share. But I was wondering if you could talk about like how you think of it now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm still on my journey to do that. Okay, so I've been producing and writing songs for a long time, and people actually don't know how long I've been writing songs, but that is basically what got me started. Writing a whole bunch of people's music, and but you know, in the
Yeah.
same way that like I'm sure when you heard me sing for the first time as an artist, you were like, "What?"
Mm,
I'm sure Corey, my mama called me and was like, "That's you." You know, the
mm,
same way when we heard you sing for the first time, we private, okay, but you know,
yeah. And
we
something about singing is like hyper vulnerable to me.
I know. I think it's because it's the voice. It's like it's so much intention. I know it's something deeper because the act of getting up to sing, like the act of getting up guitar for me, simple. I just get up. But like the effort that it actually takes to use your voice is so different.
Hmm.
It's like having a thought versus expressing a thought to someone. The thought is always going to be a perfect thing. But expressing that thought is where you're going to find like that you're good at something or you need to work at something more. And I feel like that is what sharing is. It is this expression that you have that you want to give to someone else in whatever way, however they can use it. And it's intentional for you to know like how you want them to use it. So
Hmm.
sharing my own art, I'm letting it fly now. Surround yourself with other people who are also working on something. I've realized that a lot of times when we share ideas, even finished products, we're sharing it to people who have never, like, this is going to sound rude. Some of these people out here have never finished an idea in their life. So them already, I don't care about.
I think when you share something, you're not looking necessarily for validation in the way of like, is it good or bad? It's more about like observing how it's being taken in rather than like using it to like.
Yeah, I mean, I compare everything to anything that I've ever seen in sports because it's very similar. It's like you yell at a quarterback, you're like, why did you pass that ball there? Like, look, man, why? It's like, but whatever they saw is what they believe, and they're professionals. They've seen this 1,000 times. So, like,
Mhm.
obviously, we have some sorry quarterbacks out there in the league, but hopefully, they're good enough. They know what they're doing, and it's like to really say like a quarterback in the NFL is sorry. Low key, that's kind of crazy. Like, it's 32 quarterbacks in the profession. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah,
just
you're right.
weird.
They've gotten to the top of their field. Like
Yeah,
we can
it's
see
like
all
so
we
in the
want.
same way, someone kind of critiquing my thing if they're not like if they've never played that game before or don't see what I see, it's like it's weird. I only need to pay attention to my coach and my teammates and the people who believe in me. You share something when you know you can carry it. That's it. Like, and if the reason you can't carry it is based on a fear, then you need to get
Yeah.
out of the way, or leave it alone. I'm rude. I don't need too many people in my arena. It's cool. Go away. It's cool. It's tough. Art is hard. That's the rule one. So someone who judges art harshly and is not like sympathetic to the process and how much it takes to complete something,
Mm.
that I could care less. The key is like you said the word endurance, and
Yeah.
that is developed by actually taking the time and building the skill to do the thing. So that is not a quick one suggestion for people starting out, but it
No,
basically what I
you're
say. Am
also
I allowed
saying
to
like,
curse on this?
huh?
Am I allowed to curse on this?
Yes.
I say one thing all the time: be fucking for real. That's it. Like I don't care.
You say that.
Whatever in life, I don't care if you're saying things that don't make sense. If you're trying to be someone you're not, all that stuff is like there's a gap. Either you're the person who closed the gap, or that gap is gonna be there for the rest of your life. So be fucking for real. That's all. That's my suggestion.
And you're right, like something about the journey of trusting your authentic self and like sharing that repeatedly, you eventually you're right, like it'll find its audience. And then I'm also thinking about people like Chappell Roan, who's been in the game years, 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 and like is picking up for like millions of weirdos who are like, yeah, this is like been waiting on this. And she's like, I've been here the whole time. I've been sharing the whole time. And I think
Yep.
there's something really beautiful about that. Gaga did the same thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean that's also the key about sharing too. Like you got to be in four places at one time, at least. Like you got
Hmm.
to be completely present. I mean, it's just like sports. Every touch that you get of the ball, whether you're playing basketball or something, you got to make more than one shot, but you can't miss the shot you finna take thinking about the next shot you finna take. You can't miss the shot you finna take thinking about the last shot you might have missed or made. You can't think about the shot that you made a year ago when everybody called you the best player in the world and they're like, damn, I ain't never seen a shot. Like you got to make the shot that's in front of you, but also know that like you will get more shots. And I think when you share things, all you're doing is letting people know more about who you are, like in whatever way, however you want to reveal that to them. But
And
you're
you
going
know
to
too,
be
like it's not
prepared.
you say make the shot, but it's taking the shot.
Yeah, that's the key. Taking the shot. You gonna miss for sure. That's
You're
the other
probably
thing that I don't understand. Like people miss, and that's okay. Now, hopefully you don't miss too much because your ass will be out in the NBA. But you know what I'm saying? You take the shot, and you know what? This is important. I would say one thing I learned about soccer when I played forward is, and Dad would say this too. It was not. uh, whether or not I could make the shot. Making the shot, that was good. Like obviously, I worked on that and I was able to make shots. That's cool. But the thing that I was good at, and the reason why I showed promise, or anybody, any good forward or any good attacker, is they create space for them to take the shot. If you create your own space to take the shot, you take the shot. That's what people care about. Making a
Mm.
shot, they can always fix that. But if you're a creator of your own shots, then you're a very valuable person. The game works this way. You're gonna have to put in the time and do the thing when no one's looking. And all that, and everything you do in it is going to teach you something you don't know. Like you said, the art of sharing is an art itself, and you have to get used to that. So the art of making art, cool. The art of sharing is some shit that you really need to know how to get over if you want to do this. Unless you want someone to knock on your door in magic, like that just doesn't happen. You have to figure out how to share it.
Yeah, that'd be great if it did.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon.
No worries. It'd be nice to meet you one day.
All right, bye.
Peace.